Hello everybody, Austin Becker here again today for another video, and today the topic is value versus cost. I believe that this is a very important principle when looking at, if you want to be more successful than your typical average Joe or average kind of mediocre lifestyle. And so today I just kind of want to talk about, what it is, why successful entrepreneurs use this all the time, and kind of how it shapes their view of the world. And so let's get started. And actually, first off, before I go to the next slide, let's kind of talk about a little bit, what it is. So if you're a person that is always, let's say, at a store looking for clothes, food, other things, and you're just looking at the price tag before you even pick it up versus, actually just looking at the value of what you're picking up, or, maybe how you're going to use it, or maybe why you're picking it up, that's kind of the difference between, value, worth, cost, whatever you kind of want to call this comparison. And so let's get started with food. So food and health, I think that these two are, probably, again, one of the most important things in our lives in general. One thing that I kind of like to stick to all the time is saying this phrase of pay more now or pay more later, because if you eat a lot of healthy food now and you're paying more now, you're going to save up over time, not feeling like crap. You're not going to be in the hospital as often. You're not going to be dealing with so many more health issues because you took the time to take care of your body, put important nutrients and ingredients into your body, and actually take the time to take care of your health, versus if you're just eating McDonald's, Burger King, your super cheap stuff at the grocery stores and such all the time, you're going to pay more later with doctor bills and health visits and hospital things, all those different things later in life. Don't sacrifice your health and nutrition. I'm telling you, even for those of you that have kids and stuff out there, it's so important that your body gets the proper, nutrients and different ingredients to just kind of, keep your immune system boosted and keep you feeling well, especially during this time that we have this big epidemic going on. The third thing, you don't have to spend a lot of money. So if you go into a store such as like Aldi's or a budget store like that, or even your typical, groceries like Cub Foods, or, whatever is in your different state or whatever, there is a lot of options for you to actually not spend a whole lot of money. And I would beg to differ that, let's say you're buying like a fruit versus whole pizza, or whatever. We'll just say if you're buying something that's more of a sweet thing versus something that's more healthy, typically the prices aren't that drastically different, but you're more pulled to the thing that's sweeter because, again, that's just what you're used to, or maybe you just want to have those treats around the house as kind of a snack. I would challenge you guys to get something more healthy and more just stable for your body over the long term, that's going to help you, feel better, work better, just, live a better life because you have put those things into your body. But it is okay to treat yourself once in a while. I mean, I don't want you guys going super overboard on we have to eat healthy all the time. We have to stick to our, 3 times a week workout regimen. We have to do this exact plan to make our lives successful. No, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that instead of maybe picking up a donut every time you're at a hotel or something, pick up a bowl of fruit, or pick up something that's just better overall for your body, and you're taking care of yourself. And again, that's increasing the value versus that initial cost. The next thing is cars and big purchases such as like a house or different other things. Look at the long-term value of the product. So if you're looking at a house, or again a car, or whatever and stuff, definitely do the research. That's the next thing that's on the list, is just definitely do a lot of research. Definitely get into it. If we're talking specifically about cars, because I have such experience with those, that again, read a lot online, get into a lot of different vehicles, do the test drives, do whatever. Same thing with the house. Look at a lot of different houses, look at different apartments, do whatever, but look at the long-term value and consider every option, scenario, whatever you need to kind of think of to be like, okay, is this going to be utilized the best for my specific needs, specific situation? Why am I buying it? And that's the last thing that I want to hammer on, is because if you're just buying a BMW or a different kind of car or something just for the looks, or if you're buying a house just to impress the neighbors, keeping up with the Joneses, I want to again challenge you to ask yourself, why am I buying what I'm buying? Because again, maybe you don't need the best new thing. Maybe you don't need that next product that just makes you look better and not actually is worth buying for you, because maybe you just want that traditional commuter car. Maybe you just want like a Ford Focus versus that Lexus that you've been looking at. I mean, it's just it's all up to you for decisions, but it's something to consider when, again, you're looking at the value versus that cost aspect of what is this really doing for me and my life, and is it worth it? The last thing that I kind of want to talk about is just kind of, working up to your dream possessions. And so for me, I've always earned my upgrade. And so kind of what that means is that, for example, if it's anything with bicycles or automobiles or snowmobiles or anything else that kind of has that kind of thing, and even with like tools and different things like that too, I've always started off on something that's, maybe more of a beginner setup. For example, with my snowmobiles, I started on a 340cc fan-cooled Indy Light. After I kind of, mastered that, sled for a couple of years and stuff, I jumped on to a Polaris Indy 500. Now I still have a, a little bit newer Yamaha sled, and every time I've kind of worked up to that upgrade, and it's been, a good learning process for me, because I kind of think of it as, it's like you're taking that next step, you're trying to do an upgrade on yourself and kind of, master those things that you have been riding. For example, it's the same thing with my bicycles. I started off on a really tiny bike, when I was younger, and then I moved on to a decent, GT BMX bike, and then I moved on to a Redline BMX bike, and then I had a mountain bike, and now I have a different mountain bike. So there's always just steps to kind of progress, and starting small is huge. And like I said, just keep working your way up to the next thing. But again, keep asking yourself, what is it really worth to you to get those things, and is it really worth it for your situation? Are you doing it to just impress somebody? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you trying to get something that is going to improve your life? Just, again, ask yourself these questions. And my experience has really caused me to believe that it is so important to look at this principle as, if you follow these steps and start looking at value instead of so much of like, oh my gosh, this clothing item is, $40 or something. Maybe you're going to buy it versus the one that's $10. Maybe in that case, again, if you don't absolutely love it, if you're not going to use it all the time, if it's not worth it to you, definitely stick with the $10 item. But if you like the quality materials, if you think you're going to use the other thing more, why not spend the extra money if you have it to spend? Because, again, looking at the value is so important. And every successful person out there, every profitable, business owner, every speaker I've listened to, they all see the same thing. You want to look at things differently, and this is a way of looking at it. And this is just one of the principles that I'm going to be talking about over kind of a course of like a series that I kind of want to do, over some different things. And so with that, I just hope that you guys have a great rest of the day. Really enjoy the nice weather that we're going to be having, this month, and have a wonderful rest of your May, and hopefully we will all get through this together. And again, keep staying busy, keep being active, keep making the right choices. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks for listening.